All right, y'all. So recently, Matt Smith had a few interesting things to say about trigger warnings, and I wanted to see what y'all think about it. Let's get into it. So, personally, I don't understand why trigger warnings and things like that, content warnings, get people so up in arms and stuff. I feel like this is definitely not the first time we've heard like this kind of critiquing of like trigger warnings. So I'm definitely interested to see like how y'all make sense of it. So the article that I'm going to be talking about will of course be linked in my description. Of course, I'm not going to read the whole thing, just a couple paragraphs. The article started off first by talking about Matt Smith's long resume, right? All the roles that he's played and how he likes to play, as he says, messed up people, right? So I'm going to pick up in the middle of the article where it says this. When asked if he wants to play polarizing people, Smith enthuses 100%. That's the effing point. We should be telling morally difficult stories nowadays in particular. He says it's okay to feel uncomfortable or provoked while looking at a painting or watching a play, but I worry everything's being dialed and dumbed down. We're telling audiences they're going to be scared before they've watched something. And then the article says this trigger warnings, the tedious modern idea that adults cannot cope with being upset by art. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. But Matt Smith says, isn't being shocked, surprised, and stirred the point? Too much policing of stories and being afraid to bring them out because a climate is a certain way is a shame. I'm not sure I'm on board with trigger warnings. I used to go to a local shop or video shop and get all these erotic thrillers. And then he talks about, oh, well, I was too young to be doing this anyway. And so it's just anyway, first of all, I need to talk about this line in the article, right? Where it says, trigger warnings, the tedious modern idea that adults cannot cope with being upset by art. And from my understanding, that's not what trigger warnings are. Like, I don't even understand why someone would even be mad that a trigger warning or a content warning exists in the first place. And I can't believe that people think that, others who benefit from trigger warnings and want to keep using them somehow can't cope with being upset by art. Because if they really couldn't cope with being upset by art, they wouldn't want to be watching or participating in the first place. They're just like, yeah, I do want to participate. I do want to, consume this art that the rest of y'all are consuming, or whatever y'all call art. But, some people may be traumatized in a specific way from history in their past, childhood, whatever, and they would just like a simple warning that that particular subject matter is going to be included, and that's it. Like, I don't know. I just think it's so easy to understand and to be empathetic, right? Like if someone is saying, hey, I would just like to know if this particular subject matter is going to be in this piece of media before I consume it just because of my past traumas, like, I don't see why that's seen as such a high ask. It's such an annoying thing to ask for, right? Say you are mauled by a dog on your 20th birthday and the severity of it, the trauma of it haunts you to this very day, like nightmares bad to the point where you get panic attacks when you think about it, when you even think about it. Now, you as this person, you can watch R-rated movies and movies with violence and horror or whatever, but one thing that will re-traumatize you and re-trigger you would be you watching a movie or show that featured someone graphically getting mauled and attacked by a dog because you were on your 20th birthday and it still haunts you, right? Like, so you can consume all this media and shows with violence and fighting and all this. You can do it, no problem. It's just that watching someone on TV or in a movie or in real life getting mauled by a dog would re-traumatize you and re-trigger you, right? Okay, so say that your friend watched that movie before you had the chance to, right? You had no idea what's in the movie, but your friend watched this movie, but they didn't tell you that a vicious mauling was depicted in it. And they went and said, hey, you should go see this movie. And they didn't tell you that. And your friend, or I guess a fake friend right now at this point, your friend knows how terrible it would be for you if you saw such a graphic depiction of a dog attacking someone and they still did not say anything to you. Now, not knowing what's in the movie, you go and see it. The attack comes on the screen. It comes on the screen. You're not expecting it. And now you're having a panic attack in the theater or, by yourself or wherever you're watching it. And to me, avoiding this outcome is a point of trigger warnings. Now, I know that there's not like trigger warnings for specific things like dog attacks or things like that, at least not to my knowledge. But to me, like, this is the idea behind trigger warnings. And it's just like, yeah, Matt Smith, the point of watching things and, consuming videos and shows and stuff is to be shocked and surprised, by this media, like to have fun with that. But if someone has gone through a traumatic experience like an assault, right, or specific types of abuse, I don't see what the harm is in saying, like, before we start watching, like, hey, y'all, this piece of media has X, Y, and Z in it. It has domestic violence, whatever. Like, just in case any of y'all have had bad traumas when it comes to this particular topic, just be aware before you start this movie, this show, whatever. Like, I don't see what on earth could be wrong with that, right? Like, this allows people, in my opinion, especially people who have been severely traumatized by a certain thing, this allows them to choose whether or not they can handle seeing it, how they want to consume this movie or TV show, whether they're just like, I'm gonna step out for a second and come back in, or, you tell them like, nah, I'm good. Now that you've told me I can brace myself for it, I'll be fine. It's okay. It just offers traumatized people a lot of choice. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. Many people would rather know that they're about to be exposed to something that will strike at their most devastating traumas, right, than be left in the dark about it before they watch something, right? And so, like, I'm looking at all the pros for having content warnings and trigger warnings, and I just don't see how someone can be so, like, how people can be so irate about trigger warnings and their existence, because to me they help people, right? And people who complain about trigger warnings, sometimes they'll say, oh, well, it's going to spoil the movie. And I'm just like, girl, if a trigger warning is going to spoil your entire movie or show, then, like, you need to write a better movie show or see, movie or show, or go see a better movie or show, girl. Like, it's going to spoil the whole thing. Like, even I myself could do a better job with trigger warning, content warnings or whatever. I just don't see the harm in letting someone know, hey, this particular subject matter is tough. A lot of people have very harsh and traumatic experiences with this particular subject matter. So if it really freaks you out, then just be careful, because some scenes are coming. Like, what is wrong with saying that? I think that some people are either just devoid of certain kinds of empathy, or they, just completely downplay the kinds of things that people have been through and how easily it can be to be, like, re-triggered and brought back to that moment and the moment of trauma, right? And how harmful and painful it could be, knowing that you could avoid all that by just saying, hey, y'all, this stuff is in here real quick. Like, just a quick warning. It's not like it's a watermark on the whole entire movie and you can't enjoy. To me, it's some people, I think, want to send people over the edge. It's one thing to be shocked and to be, oh my goodness, stirred, like he says, by a plot, by movie, whatever. But it's like, are y'all actually looking for people to have nervous breakdowns and panic attacks and stuff? Because, like, that's what we're trying to avoid. So no, I don't want to. I want to be entertained and shocked by my media, but I don't want it to. Even if I'm making something that I want people to watch, I want people to be shocked and, entertained, like I said, but I don't want them to be literally having medical emergencies. You see what I'm saying? I don't want them to be falling out and fainting or having to go call their psychiatrist or having mental breaks. I don't want that. And so I don't see how you can look at this entire subject and be like, oh, well, trigger warnings are completely useless. And they're just like, oh, they're trying to be political and politically correct. No, we're just trying to make it so that people don't suffer anxiety attacks. Like, and I don't see what's wrong with that. So yeah, let me know what y'all think, because I just really do not agree that trigger warnings mean that, oh, we think that adults are too sensitive, too uptight to handle fun media, horror, fighting, violence. No, that's not the point. The point is, hey, there are people who have like serious traumas that they'll never get over, and they still want to enjoy TV and movies. Why not just do them the favor of, hey girl, you done went through some really bad times. Like, just let you know that, some of that stuff is in this movie. Some of that stuff is in this TV show. Real quick, 2 seconds. That's all it's going to take before the movie. And then the girl's going to be like, all right. Then we're going to be like, all right, I'm good. Like, or not. Like, I'm going to just watch it underneath a blanket or something. You see what I'm saying? Or with a friend or with some support. But not allowing people who have been traumatized in particular ways to have any type of choice, to just be surprised by the same traumatic experiences on screen that they were in real life. It's just, to me, I think that's unfair and a little selfish. So let me know what y'all think. Love y'all so much, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace. All right, y'all, make sure that you're going to www.zoraxia.com. When you join the wait list there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, this sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zoraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff, so just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zoraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zoraxia, The Vengeance of Coldwind, right? And go to Zoraxia.com, sign up, join the wait list, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.